Just wash this chicken. It's nice and clean now. Now I'm going to add spices to this, and I'm going to put ginger and garlic paste and salt and let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes while I fry the onions to create the curry. 3 medium to large onions, 4 to 5 plum tomatoes. You can add or reduce, maybe 1 or 2, but I like more tomatoes. A nice big chunk of organic ginger and a whole bulb of fresh garlic. So I'm going to peel these, crush them, make a paste. This is going to be finely chopped, and so will these be. And I'm going to put them together.
So these are 3 chopped red onions
in a thick base fat. Here in my cast iron pan, which is pretty big, I'm going to pour oil. You can use any oil of your choice. I like to use either peanut oil. You can also make it in ghee, clarified butter, or you can make it in mustard oil. If you don't mind the taste of mustard and the smell. It's pretty strong. Whichever oil is accessible. I have also made it with olive oil. The oil is nice and hot. I'm gonna drop a bay leaf. Now all that onion is gonna come into this pan because the oil is nice and hot and the bay leaf has been frying for just a few seconds. Now we're going to lower the flame. This is just oil, onions, and a bay leaf. I'm going to lower the flame to a medium. Because this is a cast iron, it really holds on to the temperature, and so it fries the onions really nicely. And slowly they're going to turn into translucent, and that's what we're looking for. The color has to change to translucent, and that's when they're the sweetest and add the best. Checking, making sure that it doesn't stick at the bottom when it's still frying. This is nice and it's becoming a little pink. It's a little bit translucent, but it's not ready just yet. So while this is frying on a low to medium flame now, let me take you to our chicken and show you how we marinate it. Here's the washed and cleaned chicken. I've made them in a medium-sized pieces. This is a 4-pound chicken, and I'm going to add the turmeric powder, 2 teaspoons. You can even use 3 because this is 4 pounds of chicken, and this is organic turmeric. You want to use the best products because you're going to taste it. It's going to taste much better. Salt. You're going to put salt right now because you want the chicken to be nice and seasoned before it goes into the onion base or the onion curry that you're making for it. Right? But salt to taste. Salt as per your preference. And here you want some red chili powder. You can also use. Now to this, I'm going to add the ginger garlic paste, which I just showed you. I'm going to make a paste, which I've already made. I'm going to add it to this and mix it all up nicely. That is cumin seed powder. Cumin is a very healthy seed. It helps with digestion. It helps curb your appetite. It's packed with a lot of good things for your digestive system. And here is the ginger garlic paste. 2 heaping tablespoons of this. Now I'm going to mix it all together. It needs to massage. I'm going to have to go in with my hands. So as you saw that I used the entire bird. There was nothing other than the skin that was thrown away. Because I want to use the entire bird, every organ, everything that's in there. Except of course the digestive tract was cleaned out. You want to use the whole bird because the neck and all those things have a lot of collagen. And they really help with your skin, your bones, for your the repair of the bones. It is really good to eat the whole bird like our grandparents did. Because this is really beneficial for health. So now this is all marinated. Now let me take you to... And here are the chopped tomatoes that I showed you earlier. I've used all 4 plum tomatoes. These are very juicy and very ripe. They're going to add a punch of flavor to the curry. And our onions are looking like they're done. They're nice and soft. They're almost mushy. And they've been cooking for a while. I would say it was cooking for at least 15 minutes. This is looking good. Now I'm going to add the spices and also the chicken. I put the grated tomatoes into the onions. I'm going to let it fry for a little bit. And in the meanwhile, since our chicken has been marinating with the spices, simply going to add that to this pot. Let it cook. Now I've increased the flame to high. You can see the base forming. Actually, these were the tomatoes we just picked up from the farm. We were at apple picking and we picked up some vegetables, and these tomatoes are actually from that farm. Chicken is nicely marinated. All the spices have been mixed. And of course, I wash my hands because with poultry, you gotta be careful. Wow, it's a big debate night tonight. I like to add a bunch of green chilies when the onion and tomato base is being fried because the fresh green chilies give it a nice flavor and aroma. Now I'm going to put all the chicken pieces gently into this pan. All this heat should be lower now because this is going to slow cook. That smells good already.
it's gonna slow cook for a while. But before I leave the pan all covered and everything, I have to mix this up. Now mix, mix, mix. Make sure that the onion and tomato base is nicely married to the chicken and the spices in here. Now since everything is nicely mixed and it's going to be on low to medium flame, I'm going to cover this pot. Oops. I'm going to cover it and it's going to sit on medium flame. That's it.
Now the chicken is cooking. It's part done. I mean, it's cooked over 60%, and I added just 2 cups of water, tap water or filtered water, whatever you like. You can add that. And you see, this is a home-style, everyday chicken curry. You can also cook this in a pressure cooker. Today I just used that pot because I wanted to show you how they used to cook this the old-fashioned way. But yeah, you can totally use a pressure cooker if you want to do it even faster. This itself, from the beginning to the end, takes about, I'd say, 40 minutes with the prep, chopping, and everything. Since it needs to be cooked a little more, so I'm going to put the lid back on it, and then now the flame is going to be up high. Now the chicken curry is 95% done. One last step that I'm going to do to this curry is, of course, I'm going to make my basmati rice, which is soaking right now. Let me show you. That's my basmati rice soaking. You have to soak it for 15 minutes, and then you soak it for 15 minutes, and wash it and rinse it, and then cook it. It turns out so good. It's never sticky, and always you want to put double the amount of water to your basmati rice. And I usually pressure cook it because it's quick and it's fast, and it always comes out good. I'm going to show you that too. Now to this. One last step after this is going to be adding garnish. We're going to garnish it with fresh cilantro.
I've just chopped some fresh cilantro, and here it goes in the chicken curry. Mix, mix, mix. And all that fresh fragrance. Oh, I love this. There you go. This is like almost brothy. You could also just drink the broth. You can enjoy it with bread, you can enjoy it with rice, you can enjoy it by itself. Of course, it has bones. So if that's not your thing, you can get boneless chicken and make this curry this way. And yes, I did add a spoon of garam masala to this curry. And now I'm going to turn off the gas. Turn off the flame. Turn the flame off. Let the fragrance stay sealed inside. And the chicken curry is ready. Just with some simply boiled basmati rice or some naan, any flatbread. You can even have it with sliced bread. It's just delicious.